can't waste it on her. Every little past frustration, take out of this so-called pride.
Fury of the Film Fan here with a review for The Bucket List starring Jack Nicholson and Morgan Freeman. So what is a bucket list? It's a list of things one wishes to experience or accomplish before finally dying. It's the main premise of the movie, which is a story about two terminally ill men who spend their last days going through a to-do list before they finally kick the bucket. Morgan Freeman plays Carter Chambers, who, after getting the news that he has cancer, figures now's a good time to put down the cigarette. He soon meets Edward Cole, played by Jack Nicholson, who also happens to have cancer and also happens to own the very hospital he's staying in. Coincidences aside, his very own policy of 2 patients per room, no exceptions, has him assigned to the same room as Carter. At first, not much is said between the two. Instead, we get to see an accurate portrayal of how debilitating treating cancer can be. It's a tough image that should move many to finally quit the cancer stick. Carter and Edward see each other in their worst and in a way feel sorry for each other despite their own plight. One day, Edward finds a piece of paper that Carter crumbled up which contained his bucket list. Edward convinces Carter that the last day should be spent doing exactly what was on the list and invites Carter along for the ride. They travel together around the world and experience unique things that most poor people can't. Truthfully, at first the fact that Carter manages to so conveniently befriend a filthy rich man bothered me, and I had to work hard to not prejudge the convenient set of circumstances. Yes, the film is pretty predictable, but I eventually realized that each character has a unique circumstance that applies in various ways for the audience. The film is directed by Rob Reiner, who has been very vocal about no smoking, but manages to avoid making the film one long, preachy, no smoking ad. Instead, he focuses on what matters in a movie like this, the main characters. Morgan Freeman and Jack Nicholson are both veterans in Hollywood and both are amazing actors. And Reiner allows them to do their thing and they overcome the typical problem which usually surrounds so much star power in one scene. They complement each other. Throughout every scene they bring their own unique style to their characters, bringing them to life with heart and soul. Whether it's Jack's typical neurotic and sometimes volatile behavior or Morgan Freeman's zen-like approach to everything, they're just great to see on screen, acting off each other and making the audience feel like these are real characters dealing with a very real situation. And eventually they build a bond as they enter various heartfelt conversations that center around philosophy and religion. Both try to figure out for themselves what their life amounts to, and is where Rob Reiner lets the heart of the film shine. Even though the movie is about 2 men dying and their friendship, ultimately, the movie is supposed to trigger a self-reflection on your own life and what is really important. It succeeds in this regard, allowing us to get attached enough to these characters that you really care how they finally deal with their dying days. The movie shows us how sad it is when we have to come to grips with our own limitations and how much sadder it is to regret things and leave things undone. It succeeds in showing how easy it is to get caught up in the routine of life and push aside matters for later until it's too late. Many choose to ignore this issue, and those are ones most likely to not enjoy this movie to the fullest. For others, a timely reminder for how precious the gift of life is hardly a waste of time. Sure, it may be something we already know, but sometimes to see it on the screen is a more powerful reminder than just keeping it in the corner of your mind. The movie would have never succeeded in delivering this message if Nicholson and Freeman didn't do such an excellent job playing their characters and making them so real, and for that, The Bucket List gets the Silver Fury Award. This has been the Fury of the Film Fan review, and I hope you enjoy the show.
Walking like a